Magical Women. Let's see if it's working. Yes, it's working. Good morning. It's Sunday morning on the 11th of January. So it's the first 111 in our new 1 year, 2026. And this year I have a big mission to support as many women as possible to really wake up to their curiosity, to their magic, to their way of being. And so this is one of the first of many lives that I'm going to be doing through the process of 2026, so that we can all step up into being the women that we're actually designed to be, the magical, self-empowered, self-sovereign women. So I thought I'd start a little bit earlier than 11:11 so that I could follow through with some of the information that I wanted to share before that we step into that moment, that clarity in that 11:11 portal. So I would love, first of all, for you to say hi in the chat if you're on with me live. It doesn't always come up for me on my screen, and I'm going to do my best to be able to see it in my phone because that's when I see it. So say hi if you're watching live, and I'm going to throw that here so I can see, because there's a few things that we want to establish before we move into really stepping into that portal activation of 11:11. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you is, firstly, in my opinion, what I'm doing here is this is a process to, and I'm just going to put in at everyone so that I can get anyone that wanted to come in can come in. Maybe I need to do it on my phone. Sorry everyone, all the little pieces that need to come together. There you are. Hey guys, lovely to have you here. I'm just going to do the at everyone tag. I can now see the comments. So first of all, what's really important when it comes to starting a new or activating a new way of being, or a new, one cycle or a new cycle of anything, is to let go of the old cycle and go through a series of reflecting on who you were and what you were doing, not as a way of beating yourself up that you did the wrong thing or that you failed or whatever. It's just so that when you step into that fresh new energy, as you're stepping in, you've actually refined a couple of things. One is you refined the things that didn't work the way you thought they were going to. It's not failure. It's a looking at, I tried this thing and actually it didn't work the way I thought it was. So I'm going to try it a different way, right? So this is about building up your identity so that you're stepping into a new way of being, because mindset work doesn't work if you're not following through with the action and becoming the person, right? You've got to ignite a new identity. This is not goal setting. This is a new frequency, a new energy, and you've got to do the action, because we are body, mind, and spirit. But body is really important because body is where it's the conduit between the two of the mind and the spirit, right? It's the place where we have to take action because we're physical beings having a physical experience, which is really important, right? And so what is it that you completed and are not going to take into 2026? That's a really important question for you to sit with, because when we don't identify the end of a cycle, now our unconscious doesn't know that there's been a beginning and an end, and so it becomes quite scattered. When you give it the information that we begin something and give it the information that we finish something, now we've got like a closed circuit, a closed loop, and the unconscious goes, it is gathering that information. Because if you don't do that, and this is why the world is the way it is, because we haven't been given this information, and ceremony and rituals and things like that have been ostracized and demonized and all those things. When we don't have that completion process, that part which is really important to the creation, to manifestation, when we don't have that in our field, our mind becomes extremely scattered. And now you're grabbing hold of old information that doesn't serve you anymore because you haven't completed that loop, that circuit. So it's really important to look at 2025 and maybe even the last 9-year cycle and think about what is it that you learned from that experience, from that period of time. What have you changed? What are you letting go of? And you can come back in and check these questions a bit later. You might even want to share them in the chat. You might know them right now, right? What have you changed? What are you letting go of? And what is it that you're going to start creating? So we're doing an event at the end of the month called Through the Looking Glass, where we're going to do like a quantum leap experience into the next 9-year cycle, the 2035. Where are you? And let's reverse engineer it. But we're going to do it in an energetic way, not just, goal setting sort of crappy way, right? So these are the things that are opportunities and tools to really go get out of the surface level fluffy spiritual wannabe sort of energy and move into the space of deeply embodying your own truth, your own values, your own integrity, and your own magic. This is daily magic that we are embarking in and journeying through. And so when we're in that space, what we're doing is we are emanating that frequency out, right? Out into the ethers, and we are showing the universe that this is who we are now. This is the being that we are. And so what happens is reciprocal energy, law of attraction. When you're being the woman that chooses love and is emanating love comes back to you, right? This is the difference between wanting love, because now you're coming from the mind, and desiring love from a place of already being the woman that has that, the love, the money, the health, the wealth, all of those things, right? The fun, the laughter, all of those things. When you become that person already, you attract more, and you hear it all the friggin' time. If you're watching any of the spiritual, law of attraction stuff, you hear it all the time. What I want to do in this group is I want us to break it down over the year so that we're really stepping into becoming that. And so as we let go of those layers of the previous year, we acknowledge what it is that we don't want to do anymore. And I want to give you an example. We've got a couple of minutes before we jump into the activation. My word of the year last year, the theme was certainty. So I chose certainty all the time as my vibration. This year is choice. And the other day I had a moment where I was getting into, and I want to share a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to share this afterwards because we're very close to we've got 1 minute left. So I'll come back to this because it's an important story to share. But let's do the activation at exactly 11:11 here in Sydney, right? Let's just be in the same portal together. So I want everyone to gently close your eyes and just shake off all the things that I just gave you, all the information. And take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. As we allow the 11:11 portal to open up, imagine that you're standing in front of a doorway. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and feeling the energy coming in through the palms of your hands, up through your feet, the soles of your feet, and in through the crown of your head. And all of this energy is circling in your heart chakra. And as that energy circles in your heart chakra, you can feel the energy radiating out, and it opens that portal, opens that doorway to the very first portal of 2026. Ready for you to step into your new identity, ready for you to claim that this is the year you embody body, mind, spirit, conscious, unconscious, superconscious, the Trinity. Feel yourself open up and step into that beautiful white light that's on the other side of that doorway. Allow that beautiful white light to embrace and to encompass your whole body. You can feel it all around you. You can feel it coming in through your crown, through your feet, in through the palms of your hands, and every cell has this beautiful white light infiltrating the particles, because white light has information. This is new information. This is a new frequency. This is you giving yourself permission to step into a new identity. Breathe it in. Breathe in through your nose. Breathing all of that beautiful white light in and releasing what no longer serves you out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and feeling your body really anchor that light down into the ground. You're feeling very grounded, feeling light and grounded at the same time. Knowing that the information that's in these particles of light is exactly what you need for 2026. You don't have to think about what it is. It just is. Your higher self knows what information is required for you to really align all parts of your being, all parts of your identity, all parts of your frequency, for you to embody your higher self, your super conscious wisdom and intuition. There's no work required for this. Opening up to receive is all you have to do. Isn't that a relief? Doesn't it feel good to not have to do anything about this? You just have to be. You don't have to think. You just have to let it in. Feel what that feels like. Just to feel it in your body. This beautiful light, tingling, radiating, moving around your cells, shifting and recalibrating. The mind might come in and try and try and try to work it out, and just let it waft away. Recognize it and let it go. Breathe in through your nose again and out through your mouth, sinking more and more into your being, into your body. Feel the little inspired, thrills of what it feels like just to be able to be and not have to think about this. Feel how safe and secure it feels to let your higher self do all the work. Just give you the wisdom and you just have to follow through. Put a smile on your face, knowing that 2026 is the year of change for you, is the year you radiate love, radiate light, radiate abundance, radiate vitality. Breathing in through your nose and a big sigh out through your mouth. Coming back in, imagining yourself coming back into the consciousness of the room. Feeling the joy and the lightness. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and let me know in the chat how you're feeling. Just going to drink my lemon water, which I'm doing through a straw these days. How are you feeling? Give me one word for how that feels in your body. So as we're waiting, because it's a little bit of a delay, I want to just finish off telling you that we're doing a free monthly mixer this month. I think it's on the 26th. I really should always look at what time it is and what day. I know it's about 6:30. I think it's on the 26th. But I'll put the link in the comments here. And what that is it's going to be the extension of what we just did here. So we're going to quantum leap into 2035 and see who you have become. And then we'll go through a journey of embodying that so that you've got the beautiful steps of what it is that you want to create. And you've got a focus and a purpose, and you can make the right choices over these next 9 years, right? So I'll put the link into the comments when we're finished here. But I just want to finish something that I was saying before. Something that happened to me that is really be valuable for you. You know something, but until you experience it, it's a different thing altogether. So this year, my word, my theme word and vibration for this year is choice. And I was doing something, I'm putting together a brand new course at the moment, right? And I did a post about this, but I want to just share with you. Things are changing here. We're actually even going to change the name of this Facebook group. So keep an eye out for it. It's going to happen in this month. We're changing it so that we're going to be talking a lot about soulmates. It's going to be called Soulmate Attraction Secrets for Curious Women. Because I've got new information that I've been calibrating or allowing in about the connection of twin flames and soulmates and how that changes the entire planet. And that's how we'll be moving into fifth dimension, right? So it's important for us to be, and soulmates can be friends, right? Relationships, family, like soulmates don't have to be love partners, but they can be. And so I've got this new course, but courses are a bit dead. I actually saw a post the other day about courses being dead, and I'm like, and I sighed, I've got some amazing courses, but so many people don't finish them. In industry standard is 14% of people finish a course that they start, right? And so it's sort of like, I just went, oh man, I'm here supporting women, but how can I get them to make the shift, to take the action, right? What is it that I need to do, right? And so I had this moment, and my unconscious, right, who doesn't like change, right? All of us are, what happens is our identity wants to stay in the familiar. And so when something's about to shift, you'll find that something comes up, a distraction, right? Procrastination, whatever. And my body went into, I want something sweet. And I've made the decision that this year is the year of really stepping up in my health, moving into that next layer, and I'm cutting out sugars and all of the things. And I nearly went to go and get something sweet. We don't have anything in the house. I was, in my mind, you play it out. I go and get the keys, and it's too hot to walk, and blah 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 blah. And so I played it out in my mind, and I watched myself go into the space of wanting to get this thing sweet, and I caught myself, and I went, God damn it, I am not doing this. And I didn't. So I pushed through that desire, pushed through that distraction, and I went and sat on my bed, right? And I shifted out of the energy of what was trying to distract me. Well, the next day I go to a cafe with Tim for lunch, and bang, 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 all of these white rabbit moments that I had never picked up because none of them related to each other at the time became this huge white rabbit thread all in one go, bang into my head with this out the house while we were on holidays and finding something that I'd forgotten about, right? That made me start thinking about chakras again. And like all of these little things came into my head, and I came up with a brilliant plan of not a course, but I'm not going to share with you because it's still in play, and it's so good that I don't want to you've got to incubate these ideas until they're ready to be birthed. But I've got this idea for a portal that's going to be so much fun, and you can't, the very nature of it is that you can't, you have to take action to go through it, right? It's almost like a game. There is no beginning and end to it. It's just this brilliant idea that sort of just went bang, 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 bang into my head. Now, I know that I wouldn't have had that inspired idea if I had have given in to going and getting chocolate. Because I pushed through that desire to go and distract myself and feed my body something that kept it in a low vibration and in a pattern that it's used to because it feels comfortable, I wouldn't have opened that new doorway to this amazing idea. I mean, even in an intuitive read that I had a little while back, a couple of months ago, I have a monthly session with three other recoders, and we do intuitive reads on each other. And one of them had said, "You're going to come up with an amazing idea that's going to change everything." Well, I don't know anyone in the industry that's had this particular idea that I've got. And so I know that that wouldn't have happened if I had have given in to the old self. I had already decided to make choice my word for the year. So I want to ask you, do you make a choice for the year? Sorry, do you make a word for the year? And do you stick with that word throughout the year? What is the theme of this year that you want to create? And what is it that you said you were going to let go of, but you find yourself back in the same pattern, the same habit? Because it would have been me on rote if I'd just gone down. I would have been in my head that the part of me that's saying no to chocolate would have been in the background, not being listened to, and I would have just been driving to get my block of chocolate or whatever I was going to get, right? Dark chocolate, healthy, all the stuff you tell ourselves. So I want you to really deeply think about this. What is it that you're letting go? The behaviors, the patterns that you no longer know that they don't serve the new person that you are choosing to be in this new 9-year cycle. Because I know I started this last 9-year cycle, and I was talking to Tim about this the other day. The last 9-year cycle, where we were in 2025, finished that completion. The start of that, I made a decision to move from this beautiful location in the rainforest to moving back to Blacktown in Sydney to look after my mum. And I was talking to Tim about all of the things that came past, because in that 9-year cycle, I met the love of my life. But what had to happen before that was I had to move in with my mum and let go of some contracts that I had made with myself about my dad died in the house that I grew up in, and I know that my mum wanted to die there too. So I made a contract with myself to be the daughter that was going to help my mum die in that house. But my mum wasn't part of the contract, and she did everything she possibly could to stop herself from being in that house. She let go and gave all the responsibility to me, and I couldn't cope looking after her the way that she wanted me to look after her. It was a horrible, horrible experience, but I had to break these contracts, let go of the shame and the guilt and all of these things. And here, someone did a reading on me and said, it's her fate to go into a nursing home. And here I was struggling to keep her in the house so that she could live her last days like my dad did. And it was not meant to be. So I had to break all of those contracts and find this beautiful love with my mum. I had this moment, I was telling Tim, that as I was breaking these contracts with her, there was moments where I let my heart open to the woman that had been an abusive, emotionally neglectful woman, like mother. And we had some beautiful moments. I remember, taking her to a doctor at one stage, and we came back in to she could hardly walk, and she had a walker. She had a walking stick, and it was raining. And we get out of the car and we go up the one step to go inside the house, and it was raining, and she slipped in the rain and fell at the front door. And she went to have this moment of, oh my God, like the drama of it. And we're in the rain, and I just started laughing, and she looked up at me like shocked. So I sat down in the rain with her and laughed and she just started laughing too. A beautiful moment between me and my mother that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have opened my heart to another human being having a physical experience, right? Another spiritual being. All of these things that had to happen for near the end of that, for me to take her and put her in a nursing home. There was contracts with my auntie, all sorts of stuff that went through that process to have her in this beautiful place, and then decide that I can now leave Sydney and move somewhere but still be in the same place. So I move down and I meet this beautiful man and go from pain to make peace. So that was one 9-year cycle of really deeply letting go of past lives between me and my mother, a whole heap of stuff. So 9 years went really fast. I remember living in the rainforest, and it's my spiritual home. This 9-year cycle is going to go very fast, but who are you going to be? And are you, like most people go into fear that they can never get to the person that they want to be. But I'm telling you, it's those little tiny incremental moments, it's those little tiny decisions that you make day to day that make the huge difference. Incremental. You don't just jump from one step to a new platform altogether. You take the spiral staircase up. You've got to go up the spiral staircase in the light. You go to the dark, right? You integrate it. You go up. There's light, there's dark, there's light, there's dark. We all go through it. It's making the decision today, this year, to start that process and make the decisions each day of what your focus is, where you want to be, where your end result is in the next 9 years, right? So that's me. I will put the link for our monthly mixer into the comments so that you can step with us from this process into the next one and move into letting go of the last 9-year process, integrating that so that we can open the door to this next 9-year process. I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful Sunday or Saturday if you're overseas, and I will catch you soon. Take care.